Welcome to part 4 of this mini-series about project risk, and in this video I'm going to talk about the risk matrix. Now, qualitative analysis is the process of prioritizing my risks for further analysis or action by assessing and combining two variables, probability of occurrence and the impact of the risk. So we probably realize by now that there are different degrees of risk. Some are very important, others are less important. And qualitative analysis basically is a tool that we do in order to understand in what risks should I focus. So we're going to categorize risks according to 3 units: high risk, medium risk, or low risk. High risk, very likely to cause serious problems. Medium risk, potential to cause some problems on the project. Low risk is it will cause very little or even none disruption on my project. To categorize them, I need to access each risk and try to predict them in terms of two variables, impact and probability. So in terms of probability, we're going to have low probability, medium probability, and high probability. High probability would mean, for example, almost certain it will happen. Medium probability is most likely, or it will happen most likely. There's a very good chance it will happen. Low probability is a very low probability of actually happening, and I think this makes sense. In terms of impact here, it would be the degree of the impact if that risk happens, how it would affect your project. If it affects your project a lot and you pretty much have to replan the whole thing, that's a high risk. If it affects your project to some degree, but you don't have to replan the whole project, then it's a medium risk. If it's something that affects your project, but the impact you don't have to do any replanning is more like a nuisance, it's more like an annoyance that you have, then it would be a low risk. And then you have the combination. If you end up in a box that is green, that's low risk. Yellow, medium risk, and reds are, well, high risk. You can have there are other examples online that you can find that are more specific. For example, some of them you don't need to divide the matrix on 3 by 3. I put here some examples of how to analyze the table in case you need, but I can also have a table of 5 by 5 and give it more specific numbers in terms of impact. But typically I find that the 3 by 3 is the easiest and the most efficient one to use. So with the risk matrix, this tool helps us to categorize our risks into 3 different categories, and it will help us therefore to know which ones are the risks that we should focus our attention on in order to avoid the biggest problems. Thank you very much for watching. Let me know if you have any questions, and I'll see you on the next video of this series.